pleasure of the national president of AGN, AMP, and the DGN. So I'm going to hand over to them. Dr. Please tell us who you are and a bit about you here.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Emeka PhD, MON, National President, Actors Guild of Nigeria.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ambassador Dr. Pimbles Demigesen, the National President of the Association of Movie Producers.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Victor Okai, the National President of the Directors Guild of Nigeria.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, the guilds, the Actors Guild of Nigeria. What do they stand for? What is the core value of the guild?
Okay, actually, the word guild is likened to groups that are into craft. Only in America that the word guild is interchanged with union. But here, Actors Guild of Nigeria is the guild that takes care of the welfare of our members. The guild should be negotiating for members. The guild should be training members. The guild should be taking care of members. So we are a body that stands in between members and their employers, as the case may be.
Thank you, Dr. Rollers. Dr. Idris. Yeah, what is the role of association in the growth of the industry?
The Association of Movie Producers has been on for over 27 years. And what we've been doing in the last 27 years is to create an umbrella where filmmakers can come together and do their crafts. And we also try to reach out to government on their behalf and private sector to try to get them funding. As you know, it's a huge problem when it comes to funding. And the filmmaker, especially the producer, is constantly looking for money. And as a producer, there are places you can't access, but you need your leaders and your association to go broker those deals for you. And we also do a lot of trainings just to make sure that our producers are producing movies that meet international standards.
Thank you. Dr. Okai, I'm aware that you are the co-founder of the Directors Guild of Nigeria, so you are very passionate about the guild. Why did you find it? What was your vision? What was the passion?
Thank you very much. As you know, the creation of a movie, the picture that you see on the screen finally is usually the vision of the director. And so it's important that, and so what it therefore means is that that look and feel, that vision, also represents the
what is the role of association in the growth of the industry?
The Association of Movie Producers has been on for over 27 years. And what we've been doing in the last 27 years is to create an umbrella where filmmakers can come together and do their crafts. And we also try to reach out to government on their behalf and private sector to try to get them funding. As you know, it's a huge problem when it comes to funding. And the filmmaker, especially the producer, is constantly looking for money. And as a producer, there are places you can't access, but you need your leaders and your association to go broker those deals for you. And we also do a lot of trainings just to make sure that our producers are producing movies that meet international standards.
Thank you. Doctor, I'm aware that you are the co-founder of the Directors Guild of Nigeria, so you are very passionate about the guild. Why did you find it? What was your vision? What was the passion?
Thank you very much. As you know, the creation of a movie, the picture that you see on the screen finally is usually the vision of the director. And so it's important that, and so what it therefore means is that that look and feel, that vision, also represents the face of Nollywood, and which means that if the standards are low, then we will be held to an extent responsible. And as the standards are rising, obviously it means that the standard of directing and consequently other components like acting, writing, and all the technical details are also rising as well. And so there's a need to maintain standard and to make sure that the art and craft is at an optimal level. And to do this, we make sure that training is a critical component, obviously. And as we mentioned, the welfare of our members is very, very important. And also, there's a need to attract the very best as well. We have had a lot of our filmmakers who are outside this country who initially never took this industry seriously, but today are coming back and proudly joining the guild as well, because they realize that every recognition starts from home, and so they are ready to come back and work from Nigeria, and so a lot of them are working, and from within. As you can tell, the standards are very seriously risen, and the directors in Nigeria today can hold their own anywhere.
Thank you. Dr. Rolas, I know you have a vision for the guild, especially in this growing industry. I would like you to share that vision for actors.
Yeah, the vision for the guild in this growing time is not my vision, the vision of the team that will work with me. And that vision is to see actors work in a conducive environment. Vision to see actors be paid their residual or royalty, as the case may be. You see an actor who has featured in over 150 movies in Nigeria. He doesn't have a home, doesn't have anything to go by. You know that it's very big anomaly. That's my vision, to see that an average actor in Nigeria gets what he is supposed to get. At the end of the day, we'll be able to use it. My vision is to ensure that all of you who are actors within the ecosystem should be members of the guild, because you grow from the guild. If you are outside the guild and you do things thinking it's a one-man thing, filmmaking is not a one-man show. It's very much different from singing music. A singer, a musician will just get into the studio, do a song. For you to make a film and be part of film, a whole lot of departments are involved. That is why today you get a lot of half-baked actors working on different productions. There are people you meet on set, they hardly understand the director's language or the producer's language. Why? Because they don't have where they are coming from. Because of the way Nollywood blossomed in the last 20 years, a whole lot of people can sit at their home, look at the television and assume that they are actors, simply because they just notice that somebody is not doing it well. And then tomorrow, they land themselves in an audition. And maybe luckily, that day he's at his best. They gave him one small something to act, and then he reads it very well. He gets a role because he read it very well. And then the person is found himself or herself on location, and the director says, cut. Doesn't know what it's called. The doctor says, action. Doesn't know. The director says, freeze. He doesn't know. Why? Because he doesn't have where he's coming from. So my vision is also identified that people who are in this ecosystem, who are actors, should belong to the Actors Guild of Nigeria so that their welfare can be covered, but they can be protected as in real protection, because the industry is growing now. We have a lot of foreign people coming to film here. So whatever standard you show to them is the standard they will continue with.
Thank you. That's a wonderful vision from the Guild. I would love to pass this question to Dr. Ebidisi as well. I'd love for you to share your vision with us, or the association vision.
Okay, like Mr. Rolla said, it's not our vision, it's actually always a teamwork. And so for the Association of Movie Producers, like I said earlier, what we constantly do is training. And the reason we keep training the producer is because when it comes to the value chain, the producer starts and finishes. So if the producer does not get a good director, then you're going to get a bad movie. If the producer does not have the ability to cast good actors, you will also get a very bad story. So it has to do with everything. The producer must be able to know that it's his or her responsibility if a movie turns bad, because it starts and ends. When everybody goes home, you are still in the studio with the editor, checking those subtitlings and all of that. So we always try to advise our producers not to leave the job for that editor, because it's the finished work. And sometimes people kind of scream much and send to me and say, look at what your producer did. What kind of spelling is that? So we constantly do these trainings to make sure that they know that they are the power force. And if they don't know what they're doing, everybody's job is going to look bad at the end of the day. And we also try to make sure there is welfare for our producers. Like I said earlier also, the producers' issue mainly is funding. And we know that the producers have built Nollywood with their sweat and blood. A lot of us have gone bankrupt because of productions. We took our loans, made those movies, and we didn't get our monies back. Because mostly we don't have enough platforms for the kind of films we roll out. For instance, in Nollywood alone, we're rolling out over 2,500 movies every month. Where are the platforms? And when it comes to producing, it's a passion, it's like a spirit. When it gets into you, anywhere you see money, you want to use it to shoot. You don't even care about which market you want to sell it. Your own is to bring that picture to life. That's what you're thinking about. So we constantly go out there to look for platforms. For instance, in September, I was in Canada, and one of the reasons I accepted to go on that trip was to make sure that I get collaborations for my members. I mean, if we get people who can say we can collaborate with your producers, then it's like a half-risk share. You bring in your money, I bring in mine, we share the risk, we share the profit, which we are really not big on. So we kind of try to educate them that it's better for you to have collaborations. For instance, you want to shoot a movie of $20,000 and you have 10 people who can bring to 2,000. If you lose your money, you're not going to beat yourself so hard because it's 2,000. But if you put in your whole 20,000, then there's a problem. So we kind of try to advise them to get used to the culture of collaborating, which they don't know how to do. So, you know, what association does is to kind of show the members, this is the way to go. This is how to do it. So we constantly do these things in training and every other platform. We kind of talk to people to see how they can collaborate. Also, we are the ones that go to government to say, give our people grants, give them single-digit loans, give them zero interest loan. Because everybody cannot just file up and start going to the same place and say, give us loan. They might not be able to have access. But because you are leading that association and they know that, okay, there is a hearing, there's a foundation. So it's easier for you to broker those deals for your members who are qualified. And we want all our members to be qualified, and that is why There's no small producer in AMP. Every producer is important because they have the training and they have the necessary support that they need. From all the presidents that have run AMP till me, everybody has been very passionate about members, and that's what I'm also doing, just, you know, as president. In the last 6 months, I've been president for the past 6 months, I think since March. I've traveled to more than 6 countries. I just came back from Mali 2 weeks ago. It's still talking about collaboration, looking for how to bring business for my members, because I want them to share the risk and also share the profit. We can't always think that if I do it alone, I will make all the billions. What if you don't make the billions? Share the risk. So that's what I'm big on. And I'm also big on crowdfunding, and I've been able to talk my members into that. We are actually working on a project right now. It's going to be a massive hit, where like 20-something of us, Dr. Victor is part of that group. We have put monies together. We want to share the risk, also share the profit as well. So that's what I'm big on, and that's what we're talking about. So if you don't join associations, then you would lose these opportunities. Sometimes people say, what are the associations doing? What are we not doing? We work day in, day out. We flew from Abuja this morning just to be here. I'm here. I came in from Abuja yesterday as we were together at the Abuja International Film Festival. We've literally left our lives behind and chasing the cause for everybody, because we want to be good leaders and we want to put in, you know, our own input to the industry before, you know, we kind of get old, now that we have the energy to do that. So when people come and say, what are the associations doing? I laugh. In AMP, we talked to Lagos State and they gave us insurance of as low as 8,500 for a whole year. A lot of our members still didn't key in. They say they don't fall sick. And when they fall sick, the next thing you find them on social media. And it now makes us look stupid, like we don't know what we're doing. So we will keep making this conversation, keep talking and keep leading them and directing them to the right direction. We just hope they listen. We keep going out and showing up and making sure that our members are doing well. I talked about Canada. Some of my members who went on that trip with me, their films won awards. They got visas, they put in their films and their films won award. That is what we are doing. Showing them that there are a lot of platforms for them to go and excel, and we'll continue to do that.
Thank you, Dr. Epijusin. That was wonderful. Dr. Ohai, the economy is and payment for their services. What other segment are they entitled to and why?
Cinematography was quite essential to film productions, and they also have rights, just like everybody who has an input in a film. Like the actors ask for royalties, the technical crew also deserve to get such type of royalties. And because just paying off, it's never enough. And we've also had a workshop where we've actually sensitized our members to actually go into areas whereby they could actually negotiate for or ask for royalties aside just getting paid off. So speaking about collaborative efforts, it's also part of our modus operandi to actually have collaborations with film producers. So let's say, for instance, I'm meant to DP a project and I demand 2 naira for such projects, and the producer goes, oh, I can pay 1 naira. Okay, so why not, okay, pay me 1 naira, then let's talk about the other 1 naira on royalties when the films are out. And in such cases, you see some producer who will come by and say, okay, it's fine, I'll pay you 2 naira. And some will be like, okay, it's okay, why not? We don't pay you nothing, then you get a certain percentage when the content is out. So basically, yeah, we're also there to do all of this, and this is how we get extra points aside just getting paid off on the project.
Thank you, Mr. Mosu. Dr. Rolas. Let's come back to Resi World. royalties. Is the AGM going to be able to enforce this for broadcasters in the nearest future?
Actually, residuals and royalties is not for the guild to collect, but it's for the guild to advocate. And we're trying our best to see that we are able to domesticate some of the World Intellectual Property Organization's laws, treaties that we have signed. If you don't domesticate them here in Nigeria, you won't be able to get royalties. We have gone far in that. And then of course, we're also seeking partnerships with other guilds, relevant organizations, to see that we involve a lot of legislative advocacy to see that we push some of these laws. We are aware that there is audiovisual rights, and audiovisual rights seem to be collecting some. I cannot explain what they are collecting, but I know that they are collecting something. And for Actors Guild, we feel that actors have not been able to be remunerated rightly, because we want to, after domesticating some of these treaties, find out or determine how an A actor is worth how much of a B actor. For instance, if both of us appear in the same film and the film gets royalty from the user, how do you determine what goes to her and what goes to me? We don't want collecting societies to just give blanket money to actors or to producers or to directors, and they make you feel like we're collecting something. The days of that ignorance is gone. We are